unbelievable. The fact that Jim Ramsey, our statistician, says she hasn't won a silver or bronze in 20 tournaments. Well, it's because all she gets is gold. All right, let's play pickleball.
Lina staying back early, and I would expect her to mix in staying back and coming forward. Great scrambler from the back of the court, but also the length and the wingspan at the kitchen line really helps her.
Yeah, that just took off.
Well, I mean, when you can see it on camera, that is a real skid. Yeah, wow. Dave,
okay.
We already see some very awkward contact points, and I do have the wind icon on my app, so it's a real factor
so it's
out there.
official.
It's official.
Okay.
It is official, Dave,
okay.
yes.
And look at that get caught in the jet stream and take off. And so it's swirling, too, down in that bowl of center court here.
Yeah, that's one of the toughest things as a player. It could be windier but consistent, and we like that more as players than the gusts that go in different directions.
Yeah, and the wind is at Anna-Leigh Waters' back, and you saw right there a great example of that. So we have seen players, especially in singles, who prefer to have that wind and drive the ball, but you just have to get that dialed in. We'll see if she can.
Simple, compact stroke, inside-out backhand from Anna-Leigh from the kitchen. Nothing Lina can do.
Padegimaite was there and just got surprised that it ended up on the other side of her body.
Well, I just think that's a testament to the power of Anna-Leigh Waters. Lina could not be more in the perfect spot, but just so much pace from Anna-Leigh.
And again, any ball that's up in the air, too, I think that can affect even a ball like that volley that Lina did miss there. So what do you do?
It all starts from the ground up. I mean, you can see these are world-class athletes with incredible footwork, and we've still seen the contact point a little bit off. So short, choppy steps. Never expect that ball to just be there. You have to expect it to take a left or right turn at the last second. So footwork is paramount.
Yeah, and you just saw a look of Anna-Leigh Waters looking over at her mom, who's in the corner sofa there back in the corner of the court. And this is where the reach of Lina will help her, because if the ball does move, she's got the length to get there. So we will keep an eye on this, but this is going to be an uncomfortable match, and there's a good example right there.
Shout out to Leigh Waters. She is really easing in nicely to this coaching role. She looks very relaxed in the corner. Yeah, just another day at the office.
Yeah, waiting for her Chardonnay to be brought over.
It almost looked kind of like a hybrid shot between a roll and a full-out drive from Anna-Leigh Waters, and maybe on this near end, pulling off the gas a little bit is a great option.
Yeah. It's a good look at Leigh. Her other charge did not win the prior match. She got to keep the same seat as she's been coaching Christian Alshon as well. Nice patience there from Anna-Leigh Waters. So just fight through it.
You have to. Winning ugly. I mean, when you're playing racket, paddle, whatever sport you're playing your best pickleball or whatever that sport may be 10, 15, 20% of the time. And when you factor in the elements like this, you got to dig. Mental toughness comes in even more in play in these conditions.
Oh, my. And the wind was a factor there, just pulling it over. And I think Padegimaite took a huge swing at the ball right there, but it stayed in because of the wind. And then that is just I know Colin Johns just left the seat you're sitting in. That might have been really tough on him. That might have been urgent care.
Nice approach from Lina, picking a spot to come forward. And it's always nice when you put those approach shots coming to the net within a foot or two of the baseline.
So would you rather have the wind at your back? If it is straight across, and for the most part it is here today, where would you rather be?
So for me, for doubles, I like to be against the wind, and with singles, I like to be with the wind. And it really is different for a lot of these competitors. It's kind of game style, how you hit the ball, what kind of spin you can create is a big factor on that.
And why is that? Why do you want those two choices?
Well, that's right. If you hit a flat ball and you're with the wind, whew, that is big trouble, because you're going to have trouble keeping that in the court. So when you have a little more tumble or spin on the ball, really helps with the wind.
Wow, what a get from Lina, but forces Leigh to go back behind that.
That's the length that we talked about at the top of this match. She gets to quite a few balls that you think she has no shot.
That's just a great angle from Padegimaite. You saw 13 mile an hour is the wind, and it's expected to stay in that range or even go up a bit. So this will not be the last time we talk about it. So you got to play through it. That is a tremendous point from Padegimaite.
And not a phenomenal approach.
No.
We'll say average at best. Below average. And great first volley, and she's winning the point just a couple shots later.
Yeah, you usually don't live to tell about a short approach in the middle of the court. And what a nasty little angle from Lina.
And wind in your face, you get better rolls and angles like that if you're able to take a bit of pace off, and Lina does so nicely right there.
Yeah, because that'll make the ball dive down into the court, keep it from going wide. So 6-4 Padegimaite here. And again, Padegimaite controlling the kitchen line, and it is Leigh Waters down 3 and calling timeout. And Padegimaite has chosen some, let's just say, questionable approaches.
I think it's been in her head a little bit when Lina decides to come forward to the kitchen line.
Oh. And again, Lina covers a lot of court because of the height.
Yeah, and it's often when you see a female player kind of around that 6 foot tall, the footwork does not kind of coincide with that. That is not the case with Lina.
That's tremendous there. Yeah, when you're Big Ten Freshman of the Year at UT for tennis, your footwork is on point.
Yes, that's very true. So the good footwork, the reach, the length, that tall frame, it's a lot from a physical standpoint to deal with when you're playing her.
7-4.
Yeah, a smart choice from Leigh Waters there. Hitting an overhead sometimes, just hit that swinging volley.
And I think it's been, coming out of the timeout, she has looked to come forward more frequently, and I like that. She kind of was picking her spots earlier and often allowing Lina to get forward. So beat her to the kitchen is a great way to respond to that.
Souvenir for Mom there with the nice overhead. But again, Padegimaite making her work, hit another ball, hit another shot.
4-7.
And that Tootsie was close to the line, but clean.
Point.
Padegimaite looking down at the line. I think it might have caught the baseline. Either way, quick point for Anna-Leigh Waters.
5-7. Point.
Another one where it was a short approach, but she got something pretty except for the tape.
But short and low, and her opponent is with the wind. It's tough to keep a passing shot in play when you have all that working against you.
Oh my.
Side out.
And a look over at Mom after that one as she did the right thing again with the wind. Let it bounce and settle.
7-6.
Yeah, Lina was not home,
No.
so
No.
plenty of court to hit into.
She had dinner reservations, that's for sure.
Point.
I mean, just awkward contact points everywhere from world-class athletes. And again, forehand approach from Lina, not an earth-shattering one, but enough to get her to the kitchen line and force Anna-Leigh to do something.
3 away from taking a game 1 here is Lina.
Side out.
Anna-Leigh was more lurking there, didn't commit to come forward.
Yeah, that's exactly right. You don't see that too often. A couple feet inside the baseline, but not beelining forward.
Again, good hustle, but good hustle does not help you on the scoreboard.
Yes, and just a phenomenal inside-out backhand approach from Anna-Leigh Waters at about 85%.
And then 5% from the wind, and that's a tough ball. .360. Oh my, what a rally. But Padegimaite makes her hit another one and gets a mistake at the end.
And a very good, educated guess from Padegimaite.
Yes.
In the middle of that point, she was in big trouble. She guessed cross court, and she guessed right.
Second chance to get to 9 here.
Side out.
She just got beat with pace there.
Yeah, just held that front shoulder for an extra second to make Padegimaite think she was going up the line. Whips it cross court. Great ball from Anna-Leigh Waters.
7-8.
That was the most awkward point in the history of pickleball right there. Just crazy. No one was on balance the entire point.
Yeah, I kind of like it. It makes it more interesting. And definitely, I like what Anna-Leigh is doing, taking a bit of pace off on this near end. And, you know, you just can't fully release on the ball when you have the wind at your back.
That time, Padegimaite goes to the backhand and pays the price.
Yeah, that was just disgusting there on the cross-court roll from Anna-Leigh Waters. Even the footwork and wingspan of Lina, no shot.
That paints the line, and we've got snowmen in the desert tied at 8. Padegimaite will take a timeout here. With us, we are out at the JW Marriott. Beautiful resort here. It says it right there in the kitchen. And Anna-Leigh Waters has forced a timeout, and you can see that wind in the tree that is just off center court here. Beautiful little spot. They really embrace pickleball here at this resort. Earlier, that one had gotten on the ground and had set up Padegimaite.
Yeah, that's above the waist. So not even going with the power shot, going with the roll drop and still leaving it high. Can't do that to almost anyone in this draw, especially Anna-Leigh Waters.
My goodness, just guiding the ball at him.
That's it's a perfect word. She is not giving it the full stroke that she normally does, and I think it's a great adjustment from her. Some really nice guessing, or half guessing up at the kitchen from Lina as well. So nice point from both ladies.
Again, great hustle, but Anna Leigh Waters is there, and the wind is a factor, but Anna Leigh has rallied and is sitting on game point right here.
And one of her new tricks, that drop shot, used to perfection on that previous point.
Yeah, just laying the serve in here. And too much on the overhead, and it is Anna Leigh Waters. Despite being down and having to take time out, she was down 3, rallies and takes game number 1, 11-8. She will be hitting into the wind when we come back.
The official ball of the PPA Tour.
Closer. How does she flush that, and then how does she take advantage of having the wind at her back?
Exactly right. Adjustments are going to be, they're huge all the time in the game of pickleball, but when you have a specific side with this kind of weather conditions, you have to make adjustments. Yeah, and I don't expect to see a lot of guiding the ball from Anna Leigh Waters in this game too, with the wind in her face.
1-0.
Yeah, and anything that's not struck clean is going to fly as well, so there's not going to be any forgiveness.
Yeah, I like her coming in more from this near side with the wind. And when Anna Leigh goes for those angle drops with the wind in her face, sometimes that pushes the ball wide and can be an issue.
So there's an example where the wind hurts Lina because it keeps that roll up in the air a half step longer.
Yeah, definitely. On the other end, Anna Leigh is hitting up on the ball. On the far end, she is hitting down on it. Not good for Padegimaite.
And this is what happens when Anna Leigh Waters gets on a little bit of a roll. And then, you know, she loves to crush the ball. Now she does get the full benefit of the full swing. 3-1 early here. Well, they got the big golf tournament coming up here, and that one was hooked well into the desert right there from Anna Leigh. Wow. Look at the wind just saying. You want to know which way the wind's blowing.
Right, and like I said earlier, when you're against the wind, hitting through the court is easier, but it is tough to control those angles. And so you talked about that duck hook of the backhand for the golf tournament. I think the wind was a factor there as well.
Point.
Yeah, looked long in real time.
Yep. Confirmed. Chris Johnson, our head referees, got great crew with him. Jim Price, Howard Hepworth. Oh, after all that controlling the kitchen line, the dribbler gets it done.
Yeah, that is, you don't see as many of those type of points in the women's game. That was 7 or 8 passing shots or drop shots from Anna Leigh Waters and some great volleys from Lina. And of course, the clipping the tape seals the deal. But that's,
wow.
Yeah.
Just grabs it. Pulls it down.
Right, and I thought Anna Leigh was going to hit through more. She is utilizing the wind perfectly with these rolls in the topspin, forcing Lina to hit up on almost all of her volleys.
Let court off the serve. A lot of talk about the service rules, but if it goes off the net, we play a let. That's just a great forehand by Lina inside the baseline.
Yeah, and I didn't hate what Leigh did there. That's just coming up with the goods from Padegimaite. And it doesn't quite feel like 4-3, but we're at 4-3.
Yeah. Yeah, the style that Lina tried to play in game one feels much better suited for this side of the court.
I agree. Even forcing Leigh to go with the slice forehand on that last one. You don't see that too often. That's a great stretch from Leigh.
Yeah, little cut serve to start that.
Yeah,
too.
just kind of putting it in, a little bit of side spin. Yes.
Okay. That is going to take off. What on earth was that little Ginsu slice volley there?
Yeah, that was backspin, side spin. I have seen her work in a few drop shots and drop volleys the last few months, but none quite like that, Dave.
Yeah, that was weird, but effective. That's just tremendous court coverage from Leigh Waters, because Padegimaite got a lot on that.
Really like what she's done, just chipping away, getting better and better each tournament. Nice middle approach from Leigh Waters, and then an easy leave as that ball sails well long.
Yeah, this would be a good court to teach people how to let a ball go. And look at that. I want to talk about bizarre. It held up the serve and then pulled it wide. You don't see him wide left by that much too often on a serve. That just catches the line. Wow, beautiful finish from Lina Padegimaite.
Yeah, so nice. And it's really nice to get one of those above the waist, too, as most of the previous shots in that point and previous point, she's been hitting up on her volleys.
Yeah, when you can get the full extension on the two-handed backhand volley, those are fun to hit. They look so pretty. 6 apiece. Look at this, staring each other down, and it's Padegimaite that wins the duel in the OK Corral right there.
Yeah, and a little flip to the back corner, too, but singles firefights, I'm here for all of that.
More, please. Inside out winner, and Leigh Waters' shoulder shrugged is going to sit down and talk about it. What a... And there's the full swing and a beautiful passing shot. Padegimaite tried to sneak in there.
And you know what? I don't hate it. The first volley was not fantastic, but I like her coming forward.
Oh my. That finally sails out, but some incredible lunges from Padegimaite there.
Yeah, absolutely. And nice focus from Leigh on the overhead, because it was in her strike zone, and then out of it, she made the recovery. Yeah, Lina can't roll on the near end, as she was. That ball was on the shoe tops in game one, and not so much in game two, Dave.
Lina this time can get to 9 first.
Side out.
Does not make that volley, so Lina will applaud herself internally that the timeout worked.
Point.
Return miss. There you see Mama Waters' cam right there that we've got up there.
9-8.
And is able to find the dipper, and she has a game point. And here we go back to the corner, frustrated, swinging the paddle at a fly that is not there.
Yeah, and
chose to stay back.
She did, and that last ball just got out of the strike zone. She had a pretty good look up the line.
Yeah.
Yeah, and maybe that's the difference, Dave. 2 stay backs. Of course, she had to the previous point, but Leigh Waters charging forward on both points, putting maximum pressure.
Wow, finds the angle, stays in, and gets the ball back for a second shot at closing out game 2.
10-9.
That's pretty. And Leigh Waters pays the price for coming in behind a cross-court return, and we will play 3.
Ball, game 3.
So we got the new ball, the new Vulcan V Pro Flight is in play, and here we go. 1 game to decide it.
Yeah, and it's a fresh one at the start of the game, too.
Sure is. That's a new rule this year with the new ball, starting with that. Much like tennis switches out to new balls. I like it. And it behooves Leigh Waters to get out to a lead, knowing how we've seen the player on her side dominate this match so far.
Absolutely. It is so important in the first half. You know where you're going to end up, so got to get a good start. You just have to. And she is absolutely doing that as a quick 3-0 lead early in game 3.
3-0.
Oh, that didn't miss by much. A little casual leave there, especially with the wind.
We'll say very casual.
So back to this. Can Lina right the ship down 4? Decides to come forward. And that does not work either. And Leigh Waters has a chance to take the ball, never give it over to the other side, and win 6 in a row to start. My goodness. And just pinpoint placement.
I mean, Dave, that's an inside-out backhand from her shoe tops from the midcourt passing shot. Unbelievable. You just have to wipe it clean. You just have to. Not easier said than done, I know. But that would be actually more for me than something physical or strategic at this point, is to lock it in mentally and know, 6-0, no big deal, good side. I'm going to make a run at this thing.
7-0.
Yeah, too good. Padegimaite leaning a little bit to her right, thinking Leigh Waters was going to go cross court. Guides that ball up the line nicely, then unable to get a paddle on it.
Finally.
Yes, and that was a beautiful top spin and side spin passing shot up the line from Padegimaite, and she has the ball for the first time.
Side out.
Yeah, it's you know, I said I like her coming in, but I think that's 0 for 4 in the last 4 attempts to come forward.
Look at the crazy movement on that. That's a terrific shot from Padegimaite there, with all of the swirling going on up above. Your contact point so important on the overhead.
Yeah, and the key there, well, of course, the finishing overhead, but the approach shot was very nice from Padegimaite.
And that will sail deep. What a rally. Padegimaite appeared to be in good position, and Leigh Waters was ready.
Man, there is a high percentage of these shots on the full stretch, Dave. Great shot making going on out here.
And that sails deep, and we are at 9-0. Another timeout from Lina, and it has all fallen apart here. 2 away from the semis is Leigh. And we are at match point.
Match point. $10-0. Side out.
And you heard Annalie say, Annalie call it out. That return might have been deep.
Yeah, and it's tough because the ball kind of takes off.
Yeah.
So you think it's going to drop in, and last second it could go long. Not exactly sure on that one.
Yeah, she asked Chris Johnson if she's allowed to call it out now and not after you've played a couple more balls in that rally. Boy, that just died over there.
Yeah, she's had a couple in the latter stages of game 3 that have really taken off, or it died, like you said, putting Lina in an awkward spot.
Second chance to close it out with a pickle.
Yeah, just got in a little too tight to her hip. Love the decision to come forward.
Serve 10.
Everything to the backhand, and the final blow goes to the forehand side.
That's right. Put it up the line until you're confident you can put it away. Great point construction from Annalie Waters.
Third try to close it out. Oh, there's a piece of debris. That's, folks, lock down everything you have around center, because it's not going to get less. And that will do it. 11-zip, a pickle in game number 3. Padegimaite put up a great fight in the first 2 games, but there's a 1 by her name. There's a 94% we talked about, and she rose to the occasion in game 3, Adam.
Yeah.
But Annalie is kind enough to join us here. And AL, what in the world is it like to play on that court today in these conditions?
They're not great, honestly. The wind is pretty bad, especially on the one side. You kind of have to figure it out. The court has not been resurfaced, so it's a little slick. The ball is making some weird bounces. It's just not ideal conditions. It's cold, which we haven't seen much of this year, so definitely tough out here. But I tried in that third game to not focus on anything. My mom was trying the whole match to say, Annalie, don't focus on the wind, don't focus on the court, just focus on yourself. So did that in the third.
Hey, Annalie, Adam Stone here. Great job moving on to the semifinals. And on grandstand right now, as Dave mentioned, we have Caitlin Christian and Brooke Buckner, 2 very quality opponents. What are you thinking about either of those 2 ladies if you get matched up with them?
Yeah, well, I think I've yet to play Brooke. I think I played Brooke over a year ago, and I know she's had some really good results since then, so have yet to play her. Caitlin, I played in the last tournament first round, and she gave me a bit of a run. So, yeah, excited to see that match. I'm sure it's a great match, so I want to play the loser.
Well done there. Well, little belated happy birthday to you, AL. How does
Thanks, Dave.
the #1, you're welcome, how does the #1 pickleball player in the world celebrate turning 17?
So I had a birthday party playing pickleball, but on my actual birthday, I literally laid in bed all day. I didn't want to do anything. I didn't want to exercise. I didn't even want to walk. So I basically just stayed in my room and watched TV and was on my phone. It was the best birthday ever. Ate a ton of cake. So, yeah.
That sounds like something I would like to do myself. Just cake and nothing else. Well done, AL. Well, good luck in the semifinals. Thanks for taking a minute with us, and we'll see you a little later on center.
Thanks, Dave.